All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Monster, episode 30. Oh, Richard is dead.
Yeah. Or at least most likely.
Yeah, he's
the
dead.
police did, go to the counselor saying he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now
there is hope because there are still two others besides Tenma in Munich, basically.
Yep.
Like there's Tenma's group and everything, but there's two others
Gillard
that know
and,
about Johann's whole dealings.
Gillen.
Yeah, Dr. Gillen, who's
and
the guy that was at the college.
actual counselor. I forget what his
Yeah,
name
the counselor, we are a little bit iffy on knowing his name exactly, but...
we can just call him Epic Mustache Man.
He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. I'm
yeah.
really glad that he hasn't been touched by Johann's influence yet, because I think he's
being the operative word.
so ancillary to the direct plot right now.
Well, that
might change. That might be about to change. Yeah. But I think up until this point he has been. So he's been able to have some good influence here and there. But yeah, it might be over now.
The one thing I'm also a little bit worried about is will Richard's death. Now, granted, by alcohol, so the ex-wife and the daughter might, just accept it at that.
Yeah.
But because I hope they don't get pulled into this. I
hope
really
they don't
either.
Either. Yeah.
But yeah, so.
Yeah, guys, it's crazy. Johann's plan is moving into motion, and there's not really too many people that have the actual ability to stop him,
or even the will to stop him.
Well, the will, but that those kind of coincide so well, because the person who has the most will to stop him are Anna and Tenma,
and they're not
here. So yeah, guys, let's get into this episode. They are there.
Yeah.
Oh,
and in the back.
Yep, there they are. Oh.
Why would he drink? Why would he kill himself?
Yeah. Exactly. Well deduced. Yeah, you go, buddy.
Yeah.
それでね、聞いてくださいまし先生。主人たら浮気が発覚して以来、私とは全く口を聞こうともいたしませんの。先生、聞いてらっしゃるの？
どうぞ続けて。
それでね、私相手の女のところに乗り込んでいったんですの。そうしたらどうなったと思います？先生。
Which bar? Okay, so maybe he had an idea.
Oh yeah, looks like he's. Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
Oh crap!
Because Johann has that effect, right? Now you have another picture.
Yep. He barely even looked at it. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
ただウイスキー買ってったってことは事実だ。ちゃんと伝票に書いてある。
また飲んでるのか。いや、まあちょっとね。ラッケの匂いを部屋中にプンプンさせよって。ラッケ？冗談じゃない。あんな国産絶対飲まねえ。飲むなら本場のスコッチ。
Only genuine Scotch whiskey. Yes.
The bartender was changing his story.
Yeah, he was changing his story. He was like,
oh yeah.
No, not again. No. Wait. Holy crap, again? Oh my god.
Holy crap.
But now he's separated from the crowds. He's alone. Dang it. Because that means Johann knows about him now.
なんだよ。
なんで私を突き落とそうとした？
知らねえよ。何言ってやんだ。
知らばっかりやって。
よ、じいさん。僕の友達になんかよ。
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Seriously?
誰に頼まれた。
Jeez.
待てこら。
Oh! Oh my gosh! Bro! Be careful! They could kill you! What? Oh!
国境警察で鍛えられたんだ。
Okay!
頼まれたんだよ。誰に？でかい男にあんたを突き落とせって。
Wow.
Wow! Okay! Look at this guy
Then he
go!
picks up his glasses and goes home.
Consider your age, my ass. He's
Yeah.
just like... 46.
買って
Jeez.
きたぞリヒャルト。本場のスコッチだ。
Good
Nice.
stuff.
飲みたかったろう。
Oh.
リヒャルト、任せとけ。
Oh.
絶対に突き止めてやる。
He's being watched, though.
That's what I'm worried
you
about.
Can just, you can
Yeah,
just
yeah.
tell.
No!
Tenma!
Oh, yeah!
Tenma!
Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes! 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 Woo! Tenma's back!
私主人に言ってやりましたの。
奥さんは別にうつ病じゃないですよ。
え？
それよりも毎日黙って洗車と庭掃除をしているというご主人の方が心配ですね。
でしょう？変ですよ、どう見た
Midlife
って。
crisis or
先生お願いします。
さっての夕方5時なら空いてます。
主人に聞いてみますわ。あの図体ばっかりでかい浮気男をひとひねりしてくださいな。
あとメレスさん、昨日もまた裏のドアの鍵閉め忘れてたよ。
Uh,
いけない。今日も忘れるとこだった。またやっちゃった。
お疲れ様。いや、ドクター・ギーレンか。
yes,
ライフ
yes.
ワインだ。
Reichwein.
新聞見たよ。カンニングの思い出を語り合おう。ルーディより。こんな文章で本当にドクター・テンマは連絡を取ってくるの。
nice.
Brilliant.
もし天馬がそれを見たら
That's brilliant.
Awesome.
私たち2人だけしか知らない話でしてね。 メレスさん、今日は窓を閉め忘れてるぞ。
Oh
ボ
boy.
ットランガー方面の角曲がって古い建物の2階だよ。
ありがと
でも今いないよ。
う。え、
ここんとこ見かけないね。
Oh,
どっかいいとこでも行っ
crap.
てんだろ。
ど
Whoa.
っかいいとこ？
でかい男さ。
でかい
A
男。
big guy.
Oh.
あっちの方もでかそうな男だよ。
予約はあとは例の浮気旦那一人だけだからいいよ。デートだろ
Didn't
メレスさん。
didn't
先生
didn't the wife say that the husband was a
お決まり
big
だけはよろし
oaf?
くね。
Oh.
はい。
家内が予約したヘッセです。
あ、どう
I don't
ぞ。
recognize the
上がっ
voice.
てく
And
ださい。
the wife's not with him, so it's just
Yeah, yeah.
him and the picture of Johan's on
もう一
the
度あの女を訪ねてみる
on the desk, like.
The camera angles. Oh, you
I
kill
know.
me.
I
どうで
know.
すか？何か悩みとか。
悩み。
ええ。
Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
相
But
手の
this
女
guy
性は
would,
Uh-huh.
like, he would try to kill him, you know.
浮気
Yeah,
相
yeah,
手
yeah.
の女性とはも
ああ、殺しちゃったんです。いや、殺した夢を見たんですよ。いや、彼に会ってからね、美しい青年なんですよ。金髪のね。
Maybe cover that
殺しても
picture that's on
国
the
がなくなっても
Yep.
私の中では全てが夢みたいだったんです。でも彼と会ってから違ったんです。
He's telling him too much.
Yeah, yeah, but
But this is
I mean
cool
they
insight into
they
his
showed
character.
Tenma earlier.
うお茶でもどうですか？
いえ、私は結構です。
私はちょっと喉が渇いた。
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna get some tea. I'm so nervous right now.
先生、
なんだい
Crap.
知らなくてもいい夢を知ってしまうとろくなこと
Come on, like Tenma just showed up. Like,
僕に私が人殺しだっていうことなんて
is he gonna use that as a weapon?
He's thinking of
とに
escaping.
かく夫婦でやり直す気があるなら
He's keeping a poker face so hard right
And
now,
he can
though.
splash that in his face or like.
もう一度話し合って
Yes! Nice!
All right.
Nicely done!
Okay.
Go, go, go!
Okay.
And this old man can run!
Yeah.
Go, doctor! Go, doctor! Oh, he's like the Terminator. No!
Oh,
No,
he's
because he has to cross through the middle. No! No! Oh!
Is that Tenma?
あんた
Yes! 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 Tenma!
だ天馬ずっとあなたを見張っていた
Awesome!
なたは狙われている逃げなさい早く
Oh.
Tenma's back.
Tenma's back.
Tenma's back.
Tenma's back, and he saved Dr. Reichwein from Roberto.
Although, let's just have to go on the record to say that
Dr. Reichwein is a badass.
Badass. Like, man, do not underestimate him.
Like,
man.
he's probably 60. I would say
Yeah.
I'd say he's not retired, you know, so he's probably 60.
Yeah, or at the very least late 50s. Like,
Oh, at the very least. I would say
Yeah.
I would push him
But-
at like 62 or something.
wow.
But when he showed up, those guys in the alley,
Yeah, like,
holy crap,
'cause-
with the
'cause-
headbutt to the jaw,
because
woo!
I'm watching and I'm like, no, oh crap, this sucks. They like kill him and they're beating him up and like, you know, because of course they're just punks beating up an old guy.
Yeah, but this old guy works out.
This old guy works out,
and he
fights back.
carries his weight. Like here's
yeah.
something that I think is really cool about elderly gentlemen or just elderly people in general is that yes, I know I can sometimes be a little bit, you know, a younger person and stereotype them all as being either
Sure,
fragile or
Yeah.
slow or something like that. But this guy is quick-witted, he's
Yep.
smart, he's fast, and he takes care of himself. But while he might be
He's got balls.
He's
let
got
me
balls
just say.
too, but
because like
he might look like a pudgier kind of guy, like he's packing on extra pounds. But who knows? Underneath that, there could be there could be some muscles. You know,
the way I see it is that he's a dwarf, right? He's a dwarf. So
low center of gravity, and he carries a lot of mass behind that.
yeah, but
that hit.
he's like a little tank, you know, like might not look like much, but don't
he
underestimate
can take
him.
some damage.
Oh yeah.
Oh
he, and
my
he can
gosh.
dish it out.
Wow.
Like,
But that was so amazing.
that's great.
Monster has this thing that they do that makes us immediately like a character once they decide to focus on them and make them the main character of the episode. They did it with Richard multiple times to where we loved his character.
Yeah, they do it with all of like the episodic like side characters. And they did it with Dr. Reichwein very well here.
Yep.
I mean, we already liked him from his interactions
We did.
with Richard.
We
But
did.
but this was like, okay, we needed this as a
We
pick me up from the last
Is a
episode.
good pick me up.
Like,
wow. Okay, so Tenma has been watching from the shadows the things that have been going on in Munich. Now, the thing is how long has he been there? He might have actually been already planning a whole thing with Johann.
I would hope so.
Like he
That
might
would
not
be
have been
fantastic.
following Richard, but
Sure.
he might be
In
aware
fact,
of what
Richard's
happened
death
with
was
Richard.
probably one of the things that maybe like put him onto the scent.
But we don't know. But the thing was is that from as far as we concerned, Tenma was traveling to Munich.
Yeah.
So we don't know when he arrived.
Right.
But once he arrived, he probably had to kind of scope out the town, lay low.
But one of the things that he probably did when he first got there is he said, "Okay, what are the recent murders?" Like,
he did
you know,
the whole Johann investigation thing, but there wasn't anything before the Richard situation that would probably lead to
other than maybe Farron.
Farron,
Farron,
the college kid.
Yep. Because especially anytime that it says suicide, because Tenma knows what that can mean.
That's true. That's true. But what we might get a little bit of is with Tenma is we might go like and get some context from his side of things now in like the next episode. Be like, okay, now from Tenma's perspective, what was he doing?
Yeah.
And I'm curious to figure out all that.
I was really surprised that they brought Roberto back because it didn't I get that he's
he is based here. We knew that he was based in Munich.
Right. Yes, we did know that.
But it did seem awfully convenient that he just was there. But I am so glad I caught on to that connection there, because once they were like a big guy, and then my husband's a big oaf, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Well, and also, okay, so this begs the question: is Roberto working directly at the behest of Johann?
I think he is.
And that's what it seems to be, because he talked about Johann.
He's doing it somewhat, at the very least.
Yeah,
because he said he met. Johann. Now, the question is, was that a lie?
Yeah, how much of it was a lie? Because we knew he was interested in Johann before. Now, it might be that he recently met Johann and he's like, awesome, everything's better, it's going real smooth.
I do know that Roberto is not a recent connection with Johann. He's known about Johann for a while.
Right, yeah.
But the question is, has he physically met Johann?
Exactly. Yep.
Recently, or was that something that he just said as a story to pique the interest? Because he might have been just doing this to read the guy. Be like, how much does he know? I'm going to throw out this gorgeous young blonde man. And then see if he could have done that. See if it triggers him. And he's like, okay, cool, I have to kill him now.
Yeah, that totally could be what it is. Because we know Roberto isn't completely working on the behalf of Johann because he was trying to kill Tenma.
Yep.
And as far as we know, Johann doesn't want Tenma dead. Otherwise he would be already. So
True.
So there's that.
Yeah.
But Tenma's here now. We can have an alliance. We can have a coalition, because the thing that I was always worried about, anytime that there's two people, is that means that if one of them dies, then you're down to one person, right? So you can have one person die and the other person is just alone and they don't know anything. But if you have
three is the
people,
magic number.
Three's that magic number. I mean, beyond that is great too. But that way, if one person dies, you still have two to go after, whoever caused the death of one of them.
Right.
Oh, and Tenma actually knows what Johann's capable of, so we can tell them and be like, yeah, this guy's dangerous on a level that you don't comprehend or understand.
We have to kill him. If anything,
preferably from very far away.
Well, yes, but what I think Tenma's going to do is basically be like, yeah, I need all of your information. I'll give you all of mine. But I'm going to kill him. Don't try to stop me.
Yep.
I have all the reasons in the world so that this needs to be done. He can't just be turned over to the cops, and it's not just because of my situation that he can't be turned over to the cops. This is just something that has to be done. Now, the thing is, the reason why I really want them to team up is not really as much for them to pool their resources. It's because I want the counselor and Gillen to start forming their case to acquit Tenma.
Oh,
because what they can do is they can cross-reference Tenma's data with actual physical data, and then utilize that with their influences to get Tenma off of the cops' most wanted list and stuff.
Hopefully after Tenma shoots Johann from very far away.
No, I'd say before.
Oh, really? Because that could alert Johann. What
do you mean?
That Tenma's here after him.
No. I didn't say that they would. Acquit
Tenma before, but that they would build their case.
Their case before.
Sure.
Because it would basically be their card, their safety net thing if they ever needed to just protect Tenma.
Right.
Because I think that
not
Tenma,
that they could really trust the cops, but yeah.
No. But I think they would need. And what I'm saying is that Tenma needs them more than they need Tenma. Actually, I feel like it's wrong to assume that Tenma is just going to come in and save everything.
I mean, he could.
No, he could, but I think the really scary thing is what Roberto can do with his resources compared to theirs. So they need to.
That's true.
They need to amass resources. They need to prepare things that cover their bases beyond just the threat of Johann. We need to have it so that Johann can't just drop the cops on them and then suddenly pull them all in.
That's why since Johann doesn't necessarily know that Tenma's here yet. Of course, now that Roberto knows,
now I think he knows.
Now he probably knows. Yeah. But because here's the thing: how do they kill Johann? Right?
To shoot him.
Yeah. But I hope it's not with Tenma's dinky pistol. Because that gets him close to Johann. That gives Johann the opportunity to speak. I want Johann shot from 500 yards, like with a high caliber round.
Well, we can metagame this, Jacob, and just know that Johann's not gonna die anytime soon.
I know.
So that's why I'm looking at this from the standpoint of they might go after Johann, but the reason why Tenma needs them more than they need Tenma is because Tenma is kind of like a bloodhound. He's on the scent.
I'm on the trail.
I'm on the trail. But the thing is he needs a wise, sage old owl in his court.
Sure.
You know, he needs his animal friends, companions. If we think about this like a hero's children's cartoon, he's the protagonist dog, and I will stop Johann whatever chance it takes. But it's like, no, he needs an Alfred. He needs
absolutely.
He needs a scientist,
and he needs a Gordon. Now I just realized something.
What's that?
I think I just determined what is one of the ultimate weapons to use against Johann.
What's that?
Headphones. Noise canceling headphones. You just get a nice pair of those bad boys, and you just walk up to Johann, and he just looks at you and just sort of frowns, and then bam.
It's so simplistically brilliant that they'll never do it. Like
someone's going up to Johann, and Johann's like, "Oh, I've got this person right where I want them." And then they pull out headphones, and he's just like, "I'm going to leave now."
like maybe Johann could use body language.
Sure, he just gives them like a really pitiful like puppy dog look that makes them be like, "Okay, what?" You know, but like if not that,
or he like over exaggerates the movement of his lips so that people can't not subconsciously like read his lips, you know?
Sure. But then but that would be slower, and then just
I do think also that Johann, when he goes out on his missions, he goes alone.
Sure.
But I'm very worried that when he's staying at a specific place and stuff, he surrounds himself with innocents.
Sure.
People that, like those kids, you know.
Oh,
like,
gotcha.
Shewald now.
Hey, I'm not as much worried about the kids, because Johann's taller than the kids. So they still have a lined up shot.
I love that you have this approach, because you're in Tenma mode right now. Like, you're in, like, let's shoot him,
terminate with
one
extreme
shot,
prejudice,
one kill,
and
500 yards away.
Deal with the consequences later. Whatever they are, they won't be as bad as Johann being alive. Like,
right. But this is why Tenma needs to slow down and think about this, because him following Dr. Reichwein gives me so much hope for this whole thing working out, because he's not going at this directly towards Johann. He's finding his allies. He's being careful. He's going out to meet them because they put the ad in the paper, you know? Which, by the way, Dr. Gillen's little ad thing, brilliant.
I
love that it's not something we needed to know about prior to this, because of course they would have some way of communicating that would... Yeah, it's a kind of thing that makes logical sense because of their past history together.
Right.
I think that Monster
Facebook DMs or whatever don't exist yet. So,
but Monster has done a really good job of utilizing past episodes to seed plot points that don't become relevant for 5 or 6 episodes or so, because they've got a large story they want to tell.
Right, and we aren't even oftentimes aware that they're doing that, because so often they'll do these awesome episodic stories that will just be great. And then they'll leave it at that, but then they'll bring it back later sometimes, and we're like, "Oh, cool! I didn't expect that." You know, I'm surprised to be sure.
Wait, was the affair Ava?
Oh, huh?
Like, I think it was.
Yeah. And then I killed her.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, at least he thinks he did.
Right, but did she die when she was killed? You know, see, with Tenma, you can't really be sure.
Well, that's the thing. Remember, he's like, I killed her. What? Like, I dreamed I did, at least. You know?
Yeah. Right.
Well, that's another interesting thing. Roberto, if he has had direct
contact with Johann,
influence/contact with Johann, he might actually be telling the truth to the counselor. He's like,
Sure.
I was pretty messed up in the head prior to meeting this boy. Now everything's clearer now, which more is proof that he's a little bit more messed up in the head now. But that's something that they can use against him, in that Roberto is, and he maybe doesn't even know it, he is under the influence of Johann, meaning that he's going to be...
So you get him to pull a sarin and, like, shoot himself?
Well, no, he's someone... It's almost, like, guaranteed that whenever someone is under some kind of brainwashing / mind control...
They don't think they are.
They don't think they are, but also their mental properties are weaker. Like, they're just not the best version of themselves. So they're prone to making irrational mistakes. They're prone to being obvious about being brainwashed. They're prone to doing little things.
Yeah, that could explain why some of the attempts that Johann has made on different people's lives didn't work out. Just because he was using, proxies or proxies of proxies. If he was the one that put Roberto up to putting the other guy up to killing.
I think that's
Reichwein.
very, very possible. I think that one of the things with Johann, we keep saying this over and over again, is we always assume everything is working out for him. So even though those people didn't succeed in their plans, Johann didn't really care whether or not they succeeded, because I think this whole escapade with let's kill the doctor. Hey, if the guy was pushed, from the
from the building.
Not from the building, in the train station. If Dr. Reichwein was pushed, he was killed, the people be like, hey, what the hell, like you. And then they go and like grab him or, whatever. People see him, the cops come, and they eventually have an investigation where they find out that this guy was the one that did it. And maybe by that...
then it just ties back to Roberto rather than Johann, like even by physical description or whatever.
Yep. And even then maybe Johann will be like, okay, Roberto, now just kill the guy. And then it's a dead end or something.
Yeah.
Or it just slows things down long enough that even if they do end up finding Roberto is so loyal to Johann potentially that he's not going to
and they wouldn't necessarily be thinking that he put them up to anything, because why would you look two modes of indirection back, or two levels of indirection back?
2 levels of influence.
Yeah. And again, another episode where Schuald and Carl were not in the story, which is
what is Johann doing with them
that's so
right
insidious
now?
Because it's the idea that Johann's already defeated them. They're just cogs in the machine right now, doing everything that they're supposed to be doing.
Guys, I'm in love with this arc of story.
This is really good.
This is some of the best stuff Monster has to offer, has offered to us so far. It's incredible.
It's fantastic.
Oh my gosh. So guys, fantastic stuff. I loved the little bits of Reichwein being an investigator and going to the bar.
Yeah, and the bit of
the whiskey, the Scotch versus the street whiskey. You know?
And that whole thing of the bartender changing his story,
obviously afraid of Johann.
That was so good. And the way they didn't tell us,
that's exactly what was going on.
Up close of him looking at the picture and then looking away or something like that, because they know that we'll be able to pick up on those things, because they've properly established that those things can happen and do happen previously. So
and then even if it's not, it doesn't matter, because there's no proof that it's not.
Sure.
Meaning that it works even if it's not actually what happened, because that's how scary Johann is. So guys, awesome stuff. If you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us about stories or what have you. And if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.